section, and her husband is a sports fan, so that's good enough.
Okay.
So the whole point being that like Hong Kong is a place where you have people who are very interested in athletics, and not just as athletes themselves, but also as sports fans. The last thing is very important. Last thing is sports tourism is actually quite vibrant in Hong Kong. You have lots of people who come in from the region, but then also come in from elsewhere in the West, so in Europe and in the U.S. They fly into Hong Kong to run the historic and beautiful trails in Hong Kong. So trail racing is a huge industry here in Hong Kong, and it has been greatly impacted in the last 8 months as tourism has slid. We have lots of friends in the industry who use our software, but then also just friends, right, who are in the industry who've struggled quite a bit. The Hong Kong Tourism Board would be keen to be looking into the trail running area. These are high net worth people that come in as well, and they spend a lot of money to run the Hong Kong trails like Lam Tao, but then also on Hong Kong Island. I mean, Jamie, you're a trail runner. We're also the hot spots.
Don't underestimate Llama.
Llama Island, yeah. Hey, Jamie lives on Llama. So,
okay.
yeah. Ben, where do you live?
I live in Chengkano.
Chengguano. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of TKO has some races.
Yeah.
You probably have friends who run trail, right?
Yeah.
You might do it yourself.
Yeah, I did join the
Very busy hiking weekend last weekend.
yeah.
Everyone gets away from the crowds, but they all went to the same place and made crowds.
Yeah, I didn't go hiking last week, but I see those photos, pictures online, and many of my friends actually did.
Yeah, I mean, so Hong Kong is a great place to start a business from tax as well as ease of business setup. You have a really, really smart and enthusiastic engineering crowd here, and then you have a love of sport. And so for our specific company, it made a lot of sense. Jamie and I are both technical. He's way more technical than I am. He's the CTO. But we were already starting the business with a core team of engineers, and we also saw the opportunity to take young people who are new in their career and train them. And so the idea is, we were offering a unique opportunity in Hong Kong, and that's been very helpful for us. We have no shortage of resumes.
I see. Both of you mentioned the role of sports and in regarding the business of Miro AI. So is that a special market positioning of Miro AI, the company? I mean when we come across some AI firm, many of them emphasize the key element is the technical side, the technology, how advanced they are. But from your saying, it seems like sports are kind of play a quite important role in terms of the business, right?
Yes, and I'm going to let Jamie jump in on the technical side, but one point on sports. So, it's a big part of my life. It's a huge part of Jamie's life. We're both sports fans, but then also he's a better athlete than I am, but we both like to play. One thing that's very... yes, right, baseball. That's fair. But, when you're an AI company, it's very advantageous to pick a vertical. And we chose a very narrow vertical within sport to begin, which was running, partly because Jamie is a lifelong runner. He flies around the region and runs half marathons, and recently ran a marathon in Japan. Yeah, he's run several marathons, so I'm going to brag for him. But if you don't focus early and become the expert or an expert within the industry conversation, you are doomed to spend way too much money and not make enough. And for AI companies, there's two ways to do it: raise a bunch of money and then spend it poorly, or actually make money. And we saw opportunity within sport to immediately begin making money to offset our costs. And so we were bootstrapped for a very long time. We were bootstrapped for nearly 2 years, first 2 years of the business. We have since raised a small amount of money, but we are a team of 11 that's largely supported by revenue right now. And that has made us a lot less susceptible to these economic issues or these political issues, really any of these risks that have taken many startups and other businesses with them. So I'll let Jamie talk about the tech, though, because I'll be honest, our tech is one of a kind. That's your cue.
From the technical side, we came at this as applying computer vision that we've done across a few different industries and approaches in previous roles together. And we really wanted to be able to solve problems in a definable space using computer vision. And if you're using computer vision today, you're very likely to be using machine learning and deep learning. And one of the requirements for good quality image analysis with deep learning is a large training set, a lot of data.
Lots of data.
And running was a place where we could get huge volumes of data. It's a consistent, repeatable data pipe. And also from the business side, we got paid to ingest and analyze that data. So that was a really great combination. And what we have learned and derived from people running is equally applicable across different sports and in the future, different verticals outside of sport. But for us, finding that data stream was very, very important. There are other companies that find their data streams in different places, maybe from security cameras or lampposts in far-off provinces. We found our data stream in running, and it was related to what we were interested in, and we were able to turn that from not just a stream of data, but into actionable, indexable information. We were able to do that for a particular problem space in what is in the AI world a very short amount of time. I think we went from the initial concept to the first version of what we now call Runner Tag in under 3 months, which is pretty quick. We still build and refine those models. But for us, the sports space really made sense, not only from a passion point, but from a business perspective as well. And it gives us the data that we need, which is our defensible position as a business as we look into other sports and other verticals beyond that.
And Ben, we have probably the largest structured body data set in the world. And when I say structured, I mean what Jamie just said. We have taken in this raw data of athletes, and we have structured it. We have put, our AI has labeled it very tightly, and it fits in our data set. And when we want to do new things, we want to train new models, we have millions and millions and millions of bodies ready to go to train that AI. And so for data scientists on our team, as well as data scientists who want to work with us, we have this candy store, so to speak. We've got this very juicy plate of data that new data gets added to every single week because there are companies around the world that use our AI. And so, it refreshes itself. And one hit, by way of example of what you can do, we're the only company in the world that's able to recognize running shoe brands on people's feet as they're running by. Okay? And we were able to do that by training models based on how many different shoes. Jamie, how many different shoes do we have?
Well, you mean different categories or different
How many millions of slices of shoes do we have in our data set?
Like 35 million or something. It's a lot. Not all of those are annotated, but to build even the first version of the model took over 400,000 images across 8 brands.
And so being able to have
scale is what a lot of AI companies have a difficult time to achieve, just to get 400,000 images running shoes in the wild, which is why you see a lot more movement in the e-commerce space, where you can effectively use Google image search and web scraping to start to build your data set. The challenge with that is that you never build a data set or a model that's any better than Google's. Because you're
and it won't work in the wild. It won't work on people's feet as they're running by. And so
we see a lot of companies that will ingest Instagram feeds, and they will take everything that's tagged with Nike, and they'll use it to build a model. And that model will be pretty good at analyzing Instagram imagery, which is often very mocked up, it has filters applied, it has particular kind of lighting. People generally only highlight the new shoes, not the old ones. So they build a model, but that model is very tied to the data. Our model is equally good at tied to the data it was trained on. It was just trained on real-world data. So it's more applicable in the real world.
Right. And that shoe brand model, Ben, so that shoe brand product is something that is used by a lot of our clients, but notably some of the big brands. So Adidas, we just recently started working with Adidas out of Europe, and now we're going to be working with them in the Americas. Nike. So we did a test with Nike at the last half of last year. It was successful, and along with one of our partners, we're doing a global set of projects with Nike, and then also ASICS. So we started working with ASICS last year, right around mid-year in Europe, and we're hoping this year to open that up to global work. So those are just some examples, but of the top sporting shoe brands, many of them are already our clients. Some of them are going to be our clients this year.
I see. So, is it possible that we can like have some of the figures or like number of customers, some kind of like revenue?
Revenue, no. So that's a big one that we don't talk about. I would tell you this, that since inception, we crossed $1 million in revenue. So since we started the company in 2017, we're over $1 million US in revenue.
US dollars.
Right. US dollars. Yeah. So in total revenue, our forecast for this year is well in excess of that. So over $1 million is our forecast for this year.